Hi there, my name is Renko and this is Studio Creative Records. And recently I decided to make a remaster of my childhood's best favorite rock soundtrack, which is from the game called Prince of Persia Warrior Within. Man, the music in this game is fire. If you don't believe me, just check out the stats. So my journey began from finding the official soundtrack in lossless quality. I have found some flags. Then I picked up only rock tracks. But I still had to do a bit more sorting because some tracks just were not interesting enough or had really poor quality. I actually regret that I deleted this track because it was pretty remarkable. Anyway, to control my decisions, it was needed to pick up a good reference track. And of course, I decided to go with the biggest, the most popular rock soundtrack that exists in our universe. So, Doom obviously sounds punchy, clean, rich, and thick, and we all love this. So now the job begins, and you can see the whole process of remastering in the background. The main thing to remember while you're following your reference is that you don't want to just copy the sound of reference, because you're actually not able to do that physically, because all music is different. Balance of instruments is different. You should be aiming at making your tracks overall sound as good and frequency balanced as your reference tracks. So check out how my remastered track looks similar to Doom soundtrack visually. See? Tonally, tracks are really similar on the graph, but they still sound very different, and you physically just can't do anything about it. Of course, I could have done something if I had stems, but I have no stems. In case you don't know, stems are separate groups of instruments in every track. For example, drum, bass guitar, guitars, vocals, synthesizer, and those would be very useful. Simple rebalance would fix this big time, but I have none of those possibilities, so the only way that I can work through this was just to remaster the tracks that are in internet, original tracks. And despite the fact that this is a big mastering remastering, but I have no input data, I have no stems. So now I want to ask you to listen to how these soundtracks sounded from the beginning. Now let's take a look at the graph. Can you see these bumps? Those are bad for our ears. Those sounds muddy, fizzy, and unpleasant overall. So now, after processing our tracks, hope you like the change, because the sound, as for me, became much clearer. Please tell me in the comments what version do you like best, the old version or the new one, remastered one. And now let's take a look at one single track, but we will engage every effect step by step and we'll hear how processing actually changes the sound and feel of track. Hope you can hear and notice the difference. If you have any questions about this remaster or about audio in general, like music, sound effects, sound design, etc., feel free to ask them in the comments and I will surely 100% answer them. And I hope that you like the remaster.